Carly, feeling better, headed for the station. Call you later.
That's not good. I wonder if there's something going on he doesn't want me to know about.
Look who's back! Second time in 2 days. Don't ever want to applaud at once.
You know, Jack, you keep showing up here. We'd have to put you back on duty.
I feel great. Time to ease my way back into the job. Doctor said I could take things at my own pace.
Great try, but I'm not putting you on a case until your medical leave is officially over. And I know you're kind of a by-the-book guy.
Last couple of weeks suggest otherwise.
All right, I'll bite. What are you doing here?
Sitting at home on my donkey is really boring.
Oh, so you rode your donkey down here to be bored, did you?
Come on, it'll give me a chance to catch up on the latest news. What did I miss while I was away?
Oh, that is such a lame effort. You didn't come down here to find out if Ruiz got his promotion. You came down here to get the latest news on Katie and Brad. So, here's the latest news. The engagement is back on.
Brad and Katie are going through with it. That's great.
You want to try that one more time with feeling?
Just out of the hospital, Margot. I'm not up to jumping for joy. But if marrying Brad is what Katie wants, I'm happy for her.
Listen, I had my doubts about it, too. But you know, Katie, when she gets her mind set on something, she up and convinced me that she loved Brad, and Brad is what she really needs to move on. Speaking of moving on, how are you and Carly?
All right, Jack. Let's be logical about this. Why would you take off without telling me? Are you afraid that I would try to stop you? You wouldn't have. Were you afraid that I'd want to go with you? I would have. Maybe I should call him and see how he's doing now. No. That would be checking up on him, and Jack really hates that. He said he'd call, and I have to trust that. I can't push this, especially because we're making progress. He says he wants to be friends, you know, and that's better than never wanting to see me again, I suppose. And how can I kick this up just a notch? Got it. What are you doing here, Katie? Is Jack here?
No. Why would I be looking for Jack?
Carly and I are making progress.
Your progress or Carly's progress?
Mine.
Yeah, yours. Slow, steady, sensible progress. What's the holdup?
Well, you know when a cartoon character has a choice to make and an angel pops up on one shoulder and a devil on the other?
Which shoulder did Carly pop up on?
Both.
Both? Oh.
Yeah, there's good Carly that swears she's learned her lesson and will never ever make the same mistake again. Then, of course, there's bad Carly.
What did bad Carly do now?
Just being Carly. She can't help herself. When I think about all the time she's messed up in the past, she doesn't mean to do it, but there she goes and wants to stop her from doing it again. I mean, how can she stop herself from making the same mistakes in the future?
You have really overanalyzed this, but I guess that's what makes you such a great detective.
A great detective looks at all the evidence, and that's what I'm doing.
So, great detective, what's your verdict?
She's the mother of my children.
And? What else?
There's the obvious.
Well, yes, she's beautiful. But...
I could easily find myself falling in love with her again, but that's not the question on the table. The question is, should I fall in love with her again?
Jack, I think that you...
Dude, you are a tough man to track down. We need to talk.
My precinct is your precinct, Brad.
Thank you, sis. She loves me. She just doesn't want to get all mushy in front of you. Did she tell you about the engagement?
Yeah. You and Katie are back on. It's great.
Big time. There's a blowout party tonight at Tom and Margot's, and I came here to personally invite you.
That was so nice of you.
Well, it's Katie's idea. She's so happy. Well, you know, she wants to buy the world a soft drink and share the love.
Well, I'm glad that Katie's happy, and I'm glad that you're happy, too. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pass on the party.
Well, if you're not looking for Jack, what are you doing at the Snyder farm?
Brad's a Snyder, too. I was inviting his family to our engagement party tonight.
Oh, you and Brad are engaged. That is wonderful news. I couldn't be happier for you. Really, I wish you all the best.
I believe you.
You made the right choice, Katie. You really did.
Well, you would know. After all, you and I have disturbingly similar taste in men. You were married to Brad at one time.
Well, the circumstances were very different. He was a very different man then. Now he's changed, and as he is now, you two are perfect for each other.
Thanks. Actually, Carly, you're welcome to come to the party tonight with Jack.
What do you mean you're gonna pass? What?
Let me Google that for you. Oh, yes, it means thanks for the invite, but I cannot.
You want to Google sore loser?
You
still hung up on Katie?
Would you rather
I
offer
mean, how
for me to
much?
show up at your engagement party? I'm happy that you and Katie found each other. I am, and I'd be more than happy to show up at your wedding.
If we decide to invite you.
Right, if you decide to invite me, I'd be honored to be there.
Don't do us any favors. You know, the day of the wedding, Katie and I, we're gonna be so wrapped up into each other, we're not gonna notice who's watching the I-2s.
Good. Then I won't put a damper on your wedding or your engagement.
You got a point? You are the wet blanket heavyweight champion of the world. And it's probably good that you're being such a chump about this because we don't need a wet blanket tonight. Thank you, brother. Thanks for nothing.
Ooh, ouch.
That's nothing I haven't heard before.
Well, here's something you probably never heard before. Your brother's right.
Jack and I would love to come. We wouldn't miss it.
Good. Great. Fantastic. Well, then, we will see you both at Tom and Margot's tonight.
Sure.
Did Katie fill you in?
Yes! It's fantastic. I'm thrilled. If she's moving on, then she's going to be out of Jack's life for good.
Oh, wait, don't throw the rice just yet. There could be a major complication in Katie's happily ever after with Brad.
What? What kind of complication?
Another man that the two of you have in common?
Mike Kasnoff.
I tried to pump Katie for details while she was here. I don't know if she's playing it cool or she doesn't know that Mike is in town. But what if she sees Mike, right? Sees him, realizes that Brad Snyder is not the man that she wants to be with.
Well, she'll dump Brad for another go-round with Mike. As long as it's not Jack, what do I care who her next victim is?
All right, I just gotta rain on your parade just for a second here.
I think you must.
Yeah, okay, Katie. Katie, nothing is set in stone where that girl is concerned. But you know Mike, right? Mike. You think she's over Mike? Kasna?
Well, he was the one to leave her, right? So, no, I suppose that she still has unresolved feelings.
Right. That's why she bounces from man to man, unable to make up her mind.
When it comes to Jack, if I have to, I will make Katie's mind up for her. I will not let her anywhere near my husband ever again.
Carly, he is not your husband right now.
He will be.
Listen, I just ended everything with Katie recently. I hurt her. I know that. I'm hurt too.
Well, you're gonna have to suck it up.
Oh, come on. We're still raw, Margot. What's the point of pouring salt in the wound?
Did it ever occur to you that by showing up at Katie and Brad's party, that it would give both of you a chance to acknowledge that the relationship is over and it's time to move on?
Did it ever occur to you that my showing up would send a mixed message to Katie? Despite everything I've said, here I am. I'm still interested in you.
There's a way around that. You can send Katie the right message if you bring Carly as your date.
I'm not gonna let Katie get her hands on Jack ever again.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't panic because Katie's going to be trying to marry Brad and her ex-husband's back in town. The girl's gonna have her hands full.
You know, I sort of wish that Mike hadn't come back.
Why?
Complicates the equation, you know? I wish he'd leave.
Except that wouldn't help you either, would it? All right, whether Mike is here in Oakdale, it doesn't matter because it has nothing to do with you and Jack. Katie has nothing to do with you and Jack. I hate to say this to you, but the only thing standing in the way of you and Jack...
It's me and Jack, as usual.
Yes. How are you getting along? Is it okay? He's living in your house? How is that?
It's okay. He wants to be friends. Can you beat that? After everything we've been through? Friends.
Friends are nice.
Yeah.
Everybody needs friends.
A long way to go. And that's why Katie needs to marry Brad, so she's out of the way for good.
You cannot force this. All you have to do is love Jack and hope he finds his way back to loving you.
But right now, I gotta look out after my sister. I'm thinking about Katie. And I'm thinking about Brad, too. They need you and Carly to make this gesture to prove that the relationship is over, that what's happened in the past is in the past and you've moved on.
You make a good point.
Well, thank you. I'm considering taking up law enforcement as a
So
career.
I have to apologize to Brad again and try to make things right.
And you can do that by accepting his invitation. Jack, come on. Everyone always says what a good guy you are. Can't you be the good guy for my little sister? I mean, a good guy would want what's best for her. You over that?
I see Tom's been giving you pointers on making killer closing arguments.
Oh, my goodness. Who do you think taught him everything he knows?
I'm pretty good at this. Even worked for the police to pay my way through college. Not a lot of creativity in being a sketch artist, though.
What, the cops didn't like you giving their suspects makeovers?
Only the ones who really needed it. But don't worry, my sketches got used in court a couple of times, and when I'm done, you'll know exactly who your mystery friend was.
Jack, hi.
Hi.
No, not yet. I'm gonna keep working.
What was that all about?
Just a segment we're working on. It's nothing. So, what brings you by?
I'm here to see Brad, actually.
Yo, what are you doing here?
I've changed my mind. If the offer's still open, I'd love to come to the engagement party.
Yeah, well, you know, Jack, thanks for being a big man about it and all, but I'm not sure I want you coming to the party, because it's going to be the happiest night of my life, and I don't want you sulking around spoiling it.
Brad, stop. No hard feelings. Remember, that's what we agreed upon. You two are brothers. If you would still like to come, you're welcome.
You heard the lady. I'm all about what makes Katie happy.
Well, thank you. So it's okay if I bring Carly, then?
Of course. I hear you two are doing just about everything together these days.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Guess you were feeling adventurous today. How are things at the station?
3 holdups, 4 drug busts, and a guy who tried to prove his innocence by getting violent.
Ah, well, just an average day at the office, huh?
Exactly. You have any plans tonight, Carly?
No. No, I was just planning on helping Parker with his homework, keeping JJ away from the video games, and reading to Sage for a bit.
Well, I've been invited to Katie and Brad's engagement party.
That's right. Is Katie and Brad are engaged. I saw something about that on TV.
You and everybody else in Oakdale. My brother went all out.
Well, how gracious of them to invite you.
Yeah. Listen, I was wondering, would you like to go with me? Katie said it'd be okay.
Well, that was very nice of her. I'd love to.
Good. Oh, I was also thinking you might want to ask Parker if he'd like to come along. You know how crazy he is about Katie.
Great. I'll ask him.